Hey everybody, this is Sherry Levon with the Souls Right House. And how's everybody doing today? This is the She Will Heal movement, and we're coming together so that we can be on one accord. And I am just so excited about coming live tonight. We're coming live on our new YouTube channel. So please make sure when you go to the YouTube channel, you subscribe, because on that channel, you're going to be able to keep up with all the playlists and content, which is our music and song messages from God. And also, you're going to be able to see, let's see here, we're coming out because people are starting to come into the space. But we are having a slumber party tonight, a pajama party. So anybody that is right now streaming, I'm going to cut this off because it's like picking me up. Okay. So those of you out that are tuning in, hello. We got Miss Alicia here today, and we are having a slumber party, pajama party, where you're going to learn how to publish a book. And don't it feel good, Miss Brenda, to be able to just lounge? It's cold outside, and you can learn with your PJs on.
Yes.
Now, we are here, and I'm going to get started, and we're going to bring on our intro real quick, and then... enjoy some song messages from God. You can catch these videos at YouTube at Souls Right House Empowerment Center. Just go to the playlist and Song Messages of God is downloaded every day. So sit back and let's enjoy Song Messages from God by Sherry Levon Music. God bless. So far. So far that up today, and the Lord to me, share something today. I want to Sherry Levon Music, y'all. Sherry Levon Music in the house. Hey. When you walk out the door this time, Make sure you got everything, 'cause you won't be coming back around these parts no more. I promise you that. Oh, I'm saying this to you. Goodbye. This time is over. Make sure you pack everything that you have this time. 'Cause it's over. Yeah, it's over. Goodbye. Hey, everybody. I tell you I'm feeling like everything has been alright. I pray for you. Don't you know I want you to pray with me, fall in love. Don't you know I want you and me? Oh yeah. Don't you know I? Hey, what's going on, Tia Myra? Up right, Saginaw, Michigan. Hey y'all, Michigan in the house. Singing on people, lying. She's got. How many y'all got some people like that? Think they all that? Other people and putting them down. Oh, 'cause she's got that, and she acts like that. Oh, picking on people and putting them down. 'Cause she thinks she's all that. Hey! Oh, but she's not that. Guess what? Oh, picking on people and putting them down. Y'all join me today at 4 o'clock. God wants me to tell you, don't stop dreaming. Because you are good enough to him. Don't give up, keep trying, keep writing. Oh, separate yourself, because you are good enough. Yeah. Don't you know, y'all, you are good enough. You could be with anybody that you want, but you won't be. Oh, baby, I know God said. How many of y'all know your king is coming? I love his loyalty to me. All that loyalty to me. Guess what? I love the way you walk and how you go after the thing you want, and it happens to be me. Oh, Jesus, running after me. Listen, y'all, 'cause I know your loyalty to me. Hey, I love your loyalty to me. Hey, y'all got some loyal people in your life. I do. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 times he's forgiven me. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Grace all over me. God has forgiven me over again. Nobody knows my mistakes but my only friend. Y'all help me say this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 times he's forgiven me. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Grace all over me. Alright. I messed up so many times, but it's forgiven me. you love him? He wants to know. Do you love him? She will heal conference 2023. Hebrews 12 and 15 says, see to it that no man fails to obtain grace, and that no root of bitterness is causing trouble. Do you love him? He wants to know. Yes. Do you love him? Say so. Tell me, do you love him? Yes. Tell him. Tell him that you love him. 'Cause he wants to know. No matter what you go through, he'll be there for you. You purchase your tracks today. No matter what you going through, he'll be there for you. You. He'll be there when you call him, and he will be there if you trust him. Just call his name, Yahweh. Tell him you love him. You want to know. Tell me, do you love him? Say so. Tell me, do you love him? 'Cause he wants to know. Tell me, do you love him? Then say so. No matter what you did last night. You never, ever had a bad sight. He'll be there if you call him. He will be there if you trust him. Just call on Yahweh. Call on him. He wants to know. Tell me, do you love him? Then say so. Tell me, do you love him? Will you trust him? Purchase your tracks today. Do you love him? Do you trust him? Will you let him in your life? Do you love him? He wants to know. Tell me, do you love him? Then say so. He wants to know. Do you love him? Do you love him? 'Cause he wants to know. Do you trust him with your life? Are you gonna let the enemy steal your joy? Just let God in your life. Tell me, do you love him? God is watching you. Yes, he is. Trust him, believe in him. She will heal. Do you love him? Tell me, do you love him? Tell God, tell God. Tell me, do you love him? He wants to know every day. Do you trust him? I can feel it in the air. Oh. This is Sherry Levon, and how's everybody doing today? We got everybody in the house. What's going on? Slumber party in the house. Letitia, you're in the house. We're going to say hello to everybody. Hey, everybody. Everybody say hello. Alicia, if you want to get closer, you can. We're up here chilling on the bed. You want to get up here and get closer? You want to be closer, or you good back there? Because I think you want to be closer. Get a little closer. I got my secret on. You know what I'm saying? Hey, everybody. This is Sherry Levon. We're having our PJ party tonight, learning how to publish a book. I'm going to have everybody introduce who you are. These are our speakers for the She Will Conference for January. And we are all authors, and we all have books on Amazon. So we're going to let you know, we're giving you the tools tonight on how to publish a book. Okay. And so all of us have books. You can go on Amazon. We have all of our names here for you to look us up. And what I'm going to do is have everybody say hello and check in. And then we're going to dive right into the Amazon. And everybody can stay on. And those of us that are authors, if you need to do something and step away at the time that we are doing this, you're welcome to come off, because what we're going to do is anybody that's published a book, we've left the link available on the Sherry LaVon Williams channel. And you can click on that link. And what happens is I'm going to invite you to come into the room. And if you would like to share some of your knowledge and some of your wisdom and what it was like to publish your book, that's what we're sharing today. So each one of us, I'm going to do it at the end. So we're going to have Miss Brenda come on first to share her experience of publishing a book and letting you know that, it can be time consuming if you procrastinate. But if you get on it and get down on it, it's amazing how Amazon gives you all the tools. So if you guys will just share your experience of what it was like to get your book done, and then we'll dive right in. And if y'all need to step out for a little minute, you can, but then we'll reconvene and come back on at 8 o'clock so that we can promote the book. So Miss Brenda, if you'll go first and let everybody know your process.
Well, hello everybody. She said, I'm Brenda Burton, and I've written 4 books. I didn't go through Amazon publishing. I had someone else do it, and so all of my work was done by Dr. Merle Ray. Okay. And yes, like she said, if you procrastinate, it takes a long time. But when you put your mind to it, you can actually do it in a reasonable amount of time. Because once I did that, it was a go.
It's like once you get that first one under your belt and kind of the process, then it's like, okay, I can really do this. Okay, Letitia, if you would share your experience of what it was like to get your book finished.
Hello, everybody. As Sherry said, I'm Letitia, and I went through Sherry actually to learn how to write my book. It actually taught me some self-sufficient time for myself. It was at first a little time consuming, and I kind of was, no, I can't do it. Then I was just like, you know what? Yes, I can. And so hopefully by the summer, this late spring, early summer, I have 2 books that I'm going to come out with. One going to be Forever 19. And then the other one's going to be called Release. And so I'm looking forward, and I'm excited now that I know how to write and get it published and get it on Amazon. So, yep.
You got it. And Miss Alicia, who is one of our newest authors, she's our 108th author that has come through the Souls Right House to get her book published and to become a sufficient self-book publishing author. So what was your experience like getting your book published?
I had a hard time at first because, I'm not very good with my English and everything. But with Souls White House, they helped me put it all together to create it in the right format. And, I had to give her, the Souls White House the credit to helping me out doing it. And now I have the book out and getting ready to come out. And I'm ready to see what's going to happen.
And the good thing about Alicia, she speaks a different language. What is your language you speak?
Spanish.
She speaks Spanish.
And Creole.
And what was so amazing is that I want her to experience translation of her book. So even though she did it in English, which was a challenge, and we wanted her to do that first, because once you get over the challenge, then going back to her language is going to be easy publishing a book. So she learned it in English first, so she does too. And on our website, when you go to soulsrighthouse.com, there's a drop-down window where, depending on what language you speak, you can turn our site into your language. So if there's a language not on there, all you have to do is send us a message and say, hey, this is the language I speak, and we can actually go in and we can add your language to the website so that you don't miss out on anything because you don't know English maybe. So we're really excited. So what we're about to do is I'm getting ready to tap into a screen share, which is going to allow me to bring up KDP. Now, any of y'all, we're asking that if you have pencil and paper, and if you have your laptop, and those of you all that are watching us on live, you want to learn how to publish a book, and it's so easy. And I give you the tools so that you're able to go straight on to kdp.com. At the bottom of the screen, it says set up your account at kdp.com. So the first thing you're going to do is go there, which is Kindle Direct Publishing, and you're going to set up your account. Now, the good thing is if you're already an Amazon customer, which a lot of us are, then what happens is you just put in your email address from your Amazon account and put in your password, and boom, it brings you straight in. So what I'm going to show you is what it looks like when you come into the room of KDP. I have a new book that I'm going to come out that's representing our March conference. The March conference, let's see here, Chrome tab. The March conference is going to be called Out Ask the Devil. And you may say, what? It's called what? It's going to be called Out Ask the Devil. That's going to be our conference for March 2023. And so those of you all that are authors, you have a book that you would like to promote at our conference, and you have self-help, motivation, inspiration, Christian, clean books, stories, fiction, nonfiction. We just want it clean. Then what happens is we want you to be a part of the She Will Heal movement, because healed people heal people. So like it says at the bottom of the screen, kdp.com. When you go into kdp.com, and I'm going to bring this in full, that way you can see it. And what happens is when you go into Amazon Direct Publishing and sign into your account, if you don't have an account with Amazon, then it's going to tell you, I'm going to sign out of mine so it can just show you. If you log into kdp.com, it's going to bring you to a screen like this. So if you already have an Amazon account, you're going to click on sign in. So that would be me. So it would show a screen like this to put in your information. But if you don't have an Amazon account, it's telling you to sign up. So that way, when you hit the sign up button, it's going to ask you to, it's going to bring this screen up right here. Now, the confusion used to come in where people would put in an email and password, and they do not have a KDP account. So please bypass this because you don't have an Amazon account and go straight down to create your KD account right here. So this would be the gray bar instead of this yellow bar putting in information that it doesn't recognize. You're going to click create your account. Now, once you create your account, as I go back, I've created my account. So it's going to allow me to sign in, and then I sign in, and then it's going to bring you to your dashboard, which is called Bookshelf, which I think is so neat. But this is called your Bookshelf. And what happens is you have an option of creating your book. So when you click on create right here, it's going to create whether you want to do a ebook, which some people want to do digital. Now, the good thing about having a digital ebook is that people pay $10 a month for Kindle Direct, meaning that they pay $10 a month to read as many books as they want. So the good thing is, if your book is not just a journal book, but you want your book to become on the Kindle Direct ebook, then it still can be a book that can be utilized, that you can sell the book as a PDF, meaning that you can email the book to the person, or the study book or the guide. So you would go through Kindle ebook, because when you do that, every time a person reads your book, you get paid per page. So we want you to know that creating an ebook is really important, because you can make money on the side as a stream of income, because every time they turn a page on your book, you're getting paid. So depending on how many pages it is, you can kind of direct your money flow of people. So I like the Kindle Direct ebooks because people read books unlimited on their tablet. And those of you all that are looking to read everybody's books, sometimes you might not can afford to buy everybody's paperback. So we're suggesting everybody create an ebook of your book, because then people can afford $10 a month, and they can read your book over and over and over, and they can pass it along to somebody else, and they can read it over and over and over. But every time it turns a page, you get paid. And don't you think that's great? Okay. You can also do create a paperback. If you create a paperback, that is your the book that is everybody orders. So it allows you to go in and create a paperback. You can also now, through Amazon Kindle Direct Publishing, you can now create hardcover. So if you need to create a book that's a hardcover, you can do that now. Also, you can do series pages. So if you have a book like Chicken Soup for the Soul, meaning that the title is going to continue to be the same over and over and over, just different subtitles, then you can create a series page where all of those books land in that same page, which is so good. And then it's a new thing they got called Kindle Villa. And that's where you can start a story. Let's say you want to start a story or a book club, and you can start a story and add every day to your page. And it's so amazing. So today we're going to do what's called create a paperback. When you create a paperback, there's going to be 3 tabs once you click that button. So once you go back and set up your account through Amazon, then this is where it's going to bring you, which is your bookshelf. Okay. So there's 3 tabs: paperback details, paperback content, paperback rights, and pricing. Okay. So this tab is the first tab. That's the really most important tab, because this is going to give you all the information about your book. So once you join Amazon and become an independent publisher for Amazon, they're giving you all the tools you need to set up your book for free. A lot of times we pay people to do this, and this is what they're doing. They're going on and they're establishing this information on your behalf. And if you only knew you can do it yourself, you can save yourself a lot of money, especially if you decide to publish through Amazon. The good thing about Amazon, you can decide not to publish through Amazon, but you can still come in here and set up an account and get the tools that they have and the manuscript templates, as I'll show you later, so that you can at least establish your manuscript and establish your book cover. It's a lot of things that you can really do on your own. You just have to take that time to do it and establish yourself with somebody that ain't just about money, being money hungry, because we all need to get paid for our services. But if you are a nonprofit organization and you offer affordable things to help your community, then something like what we do now to teach you something that is free, why charge for it? It's what you receive that you go out and make it happen. So in this first tab, it's asking you what language is your book. So if you click down this menu right here, even if you speak Spanish, she can go right in like Alicia, and she can go right into this right here and create her next book in Spanish. But we have English, but they have all of those different languages. Then in here, you're going to select a book title. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to select a book title so I can walk this with you. So let's say I want to create. Now, the good thing about when you create a book title, you can have 6 or 7 books in your mind and your heart in your notebooks. But the good thing about on Amazon, you can come in here and copyright every one of your titles and get them protected. Don't just keep having them in a notebook sitting around where you're going to be talking about them. And then somebody can take your vision or your title and use it. And there's nothing you can do about it because you didn't do anything to protect it. So what I suggest you to do is every time you have a title, come into here and complete paperback details, complete this first page. Because when you get through, you can hit save as draft. It doesn't have to go to the next tab here because you're not ready. But what you can do is set up the details of this book and put the ISBN barcode that will be assigned to that book title. And now you're protected and you can come back to that book when you're ready. So right now, let's say we're going to create a book, and I'm going to put She Will Heal because this is a series. And then in this series, I'm going to say, let go and let God do it. Go in here and put that in. Let God do it. So that becomes a subtitle. So I now have already started, I believe, a She Will Heal series. So I'm going to click this add series right here. Now, if your book is not going to be a series, you skip this part. But this is good knowledge information for you to know, because then when you decide to do a series, you're going to know exactly how to come back to this video and reference what I was talking about. Because this is a series. I have Root of My Pain series. So that means every time I come out with a book, it's called Root of My Pain, but it has a different subtitle. So it's going to be a continuation of the series, and it's their self-help books. But in this case, this one is called She Will Heal. So I'm going to put in the main content, and we're going to confirm and continue. So what they're saying is this particular book is going to go into a series called She Will Heal. So it will separate it from all other books that I have published. Okay. So now She Will Heal is a series. The subtitle is Let Go and Let God. It's allowing me to know that I have 4 books in that series. So that means that this is going to be subtitled She Will Heal, book number 4. So then that means my edition number is going to be 4, because that means in the series, I need series number 4, because number 4 is going to be Let Go and Let God. Series 3 has another title. Series 2 has another title, but they all have She Will Heal at the top. Okay. Now, the next thing, one thing you're going to learn about this wizard, this is a wizard that's going to give you the whole steps to move it forward. But what happens is now you got the language, the book title, series, edition number. If you do not write a series, skip these 2. Don't worry about the series and don't worry about the edition number. You're going to go from book title to author. Okay. If it's a series, you go to the next step. But if it's not a series, you skip down to author. Okay. When you go down to author, it's going to ask for the author information. So I go ahead and put in my information because I'm already in the system. But now when you get down to contributors, what contributors mean is that if anybody offers any help to your book, you need to acknowledge them right here. Number 1, this is a great way for them to acknowledge you, meaning that if you decide that someone is going to be the editor of your book, they're going to go in and edit your book, then you need to hit editor and put in their name, because then that's going to give them credit. And what happens is sometimes people charge you to edit, and then sometimes people don't. But the good thing about it is that if you don't charge someone to edit the book, I'd rather have the credit, because what that means is I can pass along someone else's book to you, and then you can start this as a business. So if you're really good in English, you really are good at catching language, dialogue, you're really good at it, then you can end up making money connecting with a company like an organization like us, to where you tell us how much you charge to edit books, and then you can come along our team. And now when our authors come through and do their books, we can shift that to you. And then it becomes a win-win, meaning that they pay half up front when they give it to you, and they pay the balance once you're finished and you send it back to them. A lot of authors have lost so much work to people because they don't do right by them, and they don't sign what's called a confidential agreement. So anytime you become an editor, please make sure that you have a contract or an agreement that you can sign with your authors, because you want them to use you and refer you to other people. But don't become a snake. Don't take people's work and then disappear. Don't take people's work and do bad things with it. So I tell people, when you send someone your work, do not send it in document form. So if you create your document, anytime you're about to save it, you need to save it in PDF, which means it's going to protect the original version of how you've created this book. So no one can go in and change any words. They can't go in and do anything. They have to do it manually, meaning that line for line, they have to send you a document that shows you that on line 5, this is the correction. On line 9, this is the correction. This way, this protects you as an author. No one can steal your work. And if they try to steal your work, you have the original document. You have proof that you sent them a PDF. And if you were smart, you already had this book title copywritten. So no matter when it is you give it to them, your date of copyright is what protects you. So go in here, and no matter who helps you, if they translator, if they took the picture, whatever it is, give them credit, okay? And then pass along their information. If you are somebody out there that would like to be an editor for Souls Right House, so we can send our writers to you, then what we need you to do is give us a price of how much you charge per line, per paragraph, which I think per line would be great, or per page, okay? Because sometimes people might not need the whole book done because it's a self-help book or a planner or journal. But what is written, you can charge by the line or by the paragraph or by the page. When it comes to the description, now you went from author down to contributors. When you are in the contributor form, now you're going to skip down to description. And what it says here is anytime you put your mouse over anything that's blue, it's going to give you a description of what it's asking for, which I think is so wonderful. And this is a tool, meaning that you're able to walk yourself through publishing your book, and no one has to be around. My youngest author was 7 years old. So if I can get a 7-year-old to come in here with their parent and establish and get on this wizard, you will be amazed what you can accomplish and publish books. And once you get this first one done, it becomes a breeze. So what happens, it says that how do I format the description? You can use the text editor, but what you want to remember is that your book description is what is going to draw someone in to your book. So remember, my book is She Will Heal, Let Go, and Let God. So what I might want to put in here is, this is a continued series of a self-help journey to getting to the root of the pain. Are you tired of listening what I'm doing is typing in. Make sure you guys get Grammarly. Grammarly is a tool, just what it's doing right now for me. It will correct any mistakes that you do. Anytime it shows up in red, it's just letting you know sometimes you don't hit them buttons too much. But if you get Grammarly, I'm going to spell it out right here real quick for you. Grammarly is GRAMMARLY.com. If you get Grammarly on your computer, then anytime you type a document, just like Alicia, it has a translator, and it also has where it can correct your spelling. So even before you send it to an editor, you want to run it through the Grammarly, because it's going to pick up a lot of boo-boos that you done made, and it'll save you some money on the editing. I suggest when you use Grammarly, sometimes people may think they don't still need an editor, but I always tell some people to always have 2 or 3 eyes, have 2 or 3 people read it, because you'll be amazed how people pick up on things that you don't. Okay, so I'm gonna finish up this description. This book, and make God capital here. This book will help you find yourself again. Gotta make it right, y'all. Gotta make sure. Okay. This book will help you find yourself and reveal who to let go of. So what happens is, now, just like with Grammarly, it's showing me that there is one thing. It says there is one advanced suggestion available only for. So when I hit this right here, it says instead of saying who, put whom. So this book will help you find yourself and reveal whom to let go of. So that's going to come from 2 Timothy 3. So in this particular book, I'm going to be referencing 2 Timothy 3, which is talking about the last days. But what this has done is put a description so that now when I get to publishing rights, I'm going to put I own the copyright and I hold necessary publishing rights. So that means this book is yours. It's in your notebook. You produced it and you didn't steal it from nobody. You ain't copied it from nobody. And that's why it's important to get your book copywritten even before you send it to your editor, which I'm going to show you how to do that in the next tab. But the thing is now you got to come up with keywords. When you put the mouse over this blue thing right here, it says, how do I choose keywords? Search keywords help readers find your book when they browse the Amazon site. You can enter keywords or short phrases that describe your book and are relevant to its content. The best keywords are those that do not repeat words in the title, category, or description, as these are already used to help readers find your book. Some type of keywords are prohibited and may result in content being removed. So what happens is in this particular book, I'm going to put faith, because anybody that's looking for a book or self-help book that's dealing with your faith raising up, I want my book to show up. I don't want to put let go and let God, because that is the name of the book of the series. So I don't want to put in a repeat of She Will Heal, because it's already there. But what I can do is put in my name, because when I put in my name, actually, I'm not going to put in my name because you can look up my name. So we say we got faith. I'm going to put in here hope. I'm going to put in here restoration, redemption, because God redeems us from where we are being in our past. I'm going to put in here scriptures, because there's going to be scriptures. I'm going to put in here journaling, because the book is going to allow you to write. And I'm also going to put self-help, because people that are looking for self-help books, I want that to be a keyword where it's going to automatically pull that up. So one of the things that I am learning about being a self-book publishing author is just making sure that you take the time to read everything that you see. And by seeing it, it is allowing you to stay focused. And that's what we stay focused on, is being focused. The next thing is, the next category is, once you pass keywords, it's going to ask for categories. Now, categories is where you need to know where your book is going to land in the bookstore and in the libraries. So what this means is your book fiction, nonfiction, comic, comedy, biblical? What is it? So in this case, I'm going to come down to literary collections, because I always love to put down diaries and journals, because this is going to be a diary and journal. And then I can come into, let me see, education and resources. So I want this to be a study aid, because it's self-help. So I'm going to come down in here, and it's going to be a study guide. So it's more or less like a workbook. So the categories I've chosen is diaries and journals and study guide, because this is going to be a workbook. So I'll probably do this book in a 7x10, which is bigger than a 6x9. If you want to determine what size your book is, think of picture frames. 8x10, you see what a picture frame is. 5x7, 6x9, they're all picture frame sizes. So that's what size your book would be. I like my books to be large print, at least 16 font. 12 font, just don't do it for me anymore. I don't want to scrunch. And if I don't have to put no reading glasses on to read it, the more I'm going to read. What you think about that, Alicia? And then it asks you down here at adult content, is your book, if you're doing Christian books, the answer should be no. But if you're doing fictions, comics, and your book has language or situations that are not appropriate for kids under 18 years old, then Amazon needs to know that so they know how to categorize your book. You don't want a book going into the children's section and it's got inappropriate things in it. Now, the good thing about this, you guys, is once you get through, this is tab 1, paper book details. You've put in all the information about that first book or the book you got. The next thing you want to do is hit save and continue. When you hit save and continue, it's going to automatically bring you to tab number 2 because it's now telling you that your paperback details in tab 1 is now complete. Isn't this the most simplest? I'm like, God, thank you so much for giving me this, because we're in our PJs tonight learning how to publish a book. And that's what God is saying, and I'm thanking him for that. Next, hello, everybody. We're finishing up, and we're going to bring you on in just a second. So now we have print ISBN. So in paperback details number 2, is asking you, do you want to assign this book to a free KDP ISBN number? The reason that is important is because even if your book is not ready, you don't have it all written out yet, you want to do this to every title you have if you're going to publish through Amazon, because then they're going to give you the free ISBN to give you the barcode. So what happens is this title I've just established, I'm going to assign it its barcode, and now it's going to give me my ISBN number, and it now states that you are an independent publisher. So just like that, you've become a publisher for Amazon. They're giving you the tools, and now the work begins, because now this becomes the simple part, because now it's going to ask you the date of publication. So I'm going to put in today's date, because today is the date that I established this title and I want it protected. Now I'm going to go down and hit black and white interior because I want the pages black and white, but I am going to change the size. I want my size to be a 7x10. You want this to always remain on a bleed, and someone may ask you, what is a bleed? If you put this on here, it lets you know setting the interior to bleed allows printing at or off the edge of the page. So what that means is when you got no bleed, that means that you have this space right here around your book, and your book words will never come to the edge. But if you select bleed, then what this means is the book goes all the way to the corner. Okay, so that means it in the corner right here will be where this first paragraph is here. It's going to start right here. So I always keep mine on bleed. And then you can decide whether you want this book to be matte or glossy. So matte has no shine, glossy does. So I'm going to make this one glossy. And then when it asks you right here to upload your manuscript, this is going to be the last step that you do, because this is where it's going to allow you to take the document that you've already written. So if you've already been in Word and you've already written out your book or typed out your book, one thing you got to remember is when you were typing in Word, you were typing on a 8x11 page. So that is not the size of your book. So the one thing you can do is you can try to upload the manuscript the way you have it, but it's going to deny it because it's not going to be the 7x10 or 6x9 or 8x. It's not going to be the size of the book unless you're doing a workbook. Now, if you're doing a workbook, 8x10 will fit in, but Amazon is still going to ask that you download their template. And to save time, I would do that. So what happens is you're able to click this right here that says download a KDP template. So by doing so, it's going to allow you to come in, and what you're going to want to do is hit download templates with sample content. And the reason why you want that is you want a guide for what it's asking for in this book. So when you hit this button right here and hit download, and we're going to leave this right here in downloads, you hit save, and it's going to download the book. Okay. And what happens is it's going to allow you to open up a manuscript page that will allow you to actually work on your manuscript. So those of you all that are following me, if you go down right now and hit download a KDP template, if you're on your computers, it's not going to do it if you're on your phone. We suggest everybody get a desktop computer to write your books. The Souls Right House gives free desktop computers to anyone that's interested in writing a book. If you live out of state, all you have to do is pay to have it shipped there, but we will provide you with the whole desktop system and bless you. And we've blessed over 1,700 families and writers with these free computers. So don't miss out. So always go to soulswrighthouse.com and fill out that form to get you a free desktop computer if you do not have one, because the most frustrating thing is trying to type a book on a phone. Okay, that alone will make you get writer's block. Now, so where we're at right now is download a Katie template. So everybody that has your computers, download the template, because once it downloads, it's going to ask you, you're going to click on it, and then it's going to ask you what language, and then you click on English. When you click on English, it's going to open up 2 pages, and it's going to show you the book manuscript. And the thing about it is, whatever it's asking for, you just delete and add it. So if it's asking for the author's name, then you just delete author's name and put in your author. But it becomes a wizard for you also, for you to put in the appropriate information. The next thing you're going to do is click on, so this is the last thing you do right here. So until your manuscript is uploaded to Amazon, so that means get your manuscript completed, get it edited. You do not want to upload this manuscript without it being edited and ready to go. So go ahead and download the template so you can start writing in, or copy and paste your book that you have done in Word and copy and paste it inside this template. And then it's going to line it up, because it's going to line it up based on the size of your book. Okay. Those of you all that need further help, you can make an appointment with the Souls Right House. And all you do is go on our website and designate 30 minutes with me so that we can come on a Zoom call and I just show you what you may have or any questions you have. You can also go to the Souls Right House page, and we're going to have videos there where you can watch the video and learn how to do it again. But you can always reference this because it will be on YouTube. So the next thing you want to do is hit Launch Cover Creator. And what this is going to do is help you create your own book cover. Sometimes people's book covers, they want pictures. Sometimes they just want words. But the great thing about Amazon is they're going to give you the template of what you need to create this book. Now, remember, this book is called She Will Heal, and it's called Let Go and Let God. So I'm going to go to my computer, and the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to grab an image that does not have any words on the picture, because Amazon will add the words for you. Now, I'm going to show you what I mean. So if I just come in here real quick and grab me a picture. So I want to call it Let Go and Let God. So let's see if we can find us a nice, let me see if I can find me a nice picture I can use just to show you how I can pull in a picture. And so let's just go in here. Let me go under. And as you can see, when you hit that in your computer, it's just going to pull up. So I found one. Okay, I found a picture that I want to use that does not have any words on it. Now, the good thing is, if I already had words on the picture, Let Go and Let God, this first one, then I can go right in there and, when I pull it in, it'll automatically have the words already on it. In this case, all these other books, I would have to add my information. So right now, the one I'm kind of digging is this one. So what I want to do is I want to come in here and hit this picture, because I don't want it to close and you just see her ear. So what I'm going to do is get a hold of this picture, and we're going to make it a little smaller, because now I'm getting ready to work with the colors, and I'm getting ready to work with the shape of this book. So what happens is this is going to allow me to come in, and now we're getting ready to work on this book and what color I want it to be. So I'm going to pull this in. So the first thing I want to do is come down here and change this color. So I think I might want the book pink, because y'all know I love pink. And let me see here. The text. See if I want the text. That's pretty. Okay, so then I'm playing around, because I'm not going to want the letters on this side are going to have to be right. Okay, yeah. All right, so now what I'm going to do is I'm going to hit this format here, because I'm going to change where I want these words, because right now the words are covering up her head. So I can click on here, and it's going to give me a variety of templates to change the wording so that I can possibly find one that don't have her covered all the way. So I'm just going to go through here. So really the one I found, let's see here. This is what's the fun part of creating your book, is you being able to. Now, She Will Heal, I do like this one. let God, let go, and let God do it. So what I want to do is I might play with this a little bit to see if, okay, so if I go back to choose design, which that is cool, I can go back to choose design and play around and look at some how when I moved it, what it did. And I do like that one. So now that I changed up the picture a little bit, I can keep going back to choose design to play around with which one I might like. So this one here is giving me a little bit more definition and covering up, bringing more of the picture out. So this right here, I'll go back to color. And this is where the design part comes in for you to play around, get creative in your book, let go and let God. So see, it played around with some other colors, and I'm kind of digging that. So I might need to make this a little bigger. She will heal. And then I'm going to play around with the font. So now I can change how the wording is. So as you can see, I'm playing around. She will heal. That's cute. She will heal. Okay. Okay. I like a little definition. That's cute right there to me. So what I've done is I've taken the picture. You know what I might want to do is change the color of those words a little bit. Just a little bit. Make it a little. Ooh, that's pretty right there too. I like that color green. Yeah, let's see what that is. Oh yeah. So I'm kind of digging this color. So what I'm doing is just walking you through how I come in here and play around with my books. Okay. So see, that's really pretty right there, that she will heal, let God. And then I'm going to come over here and make this the same color so that it is vibrant on both sides. So I'm just coming over here and changing the color. So now what happens is in this part is where you're going to describe your book. Okay, so just like what you put in the Amazon, this series is to help you. And what happens is the more you type up here, it automatically fits it in for you. So I want it centered. So this series is to help you find yourself in the time to give to God. Okay. So what I've done is come in and created that. So I'm going to see which way direction I like it. And then what happens right here is it's wanting a picture of you. So you're going to go in and you're going to, and everything should be inside of your computer in your document. So everything, when it says go to your computer, everything you need should be right here inside of your document. So I'm going to come in here and grab a picture. Actually, I think I'm going to change that one. I like pictures that have no background in the back for your author's photo. So make sure that the picture you put as your author photo, that it represents you and it's no background in the back. So as you can see, I don't have no trees, no dressers, no curtains, no couches, no cats, no dogs, no nothing, anything. And you can go to Canva and remove that. So if you have an account with Canva, canva.com will take any picture you got and it will remove the background. Yep. So I'm just going in and I'm changing this right here to make sure all my stuff is matching. Yeah, so this series, so it's telling you right here about the book. And then down here is it's going to talk about the author. So I can go in here and put author Sherry Williams or author Sherry Levon. Sherry Levon as a history. Author Sherry Levon. So I'm going to say author Sherry Levon is on a mission to, and what I want to do is get this. Okay, author Sherry Levon is on a mission to help you heal. Join the She Will Heal movement. Get the spelling right. She, W-I-L-L. Okay, so She Will Heal movement. All right. So now what I've done is created, let me make this the right color so it's like everything else. Okay, so now I have all of this established, front and back cover, and I will probably add more. I'm just putting something in here to give you to walk you through this. So now you want to hit preview, because then it's going to allow you to see it, and then that's how you save it. Cut the dip back on. Give it a couple more minutes, because honey, we're going to take a break here, and we're going to bring on some speakers of some people that have wrote a book, and we're going to bring them into the space here. And let's see here. So saving. So what I do is I always hit save image, and then it's going to allow me to save this, and I put it in my books folder. So I always have a folder where I put all my books. Jump on over there, get on over there. And then you're going to hit save. And then when you save it, it's going to save it. So now I'm going to hit save and submit. And what this has told Amazon is, at this point, I'm comfortable with this background and this book cover. I really like it. So it's going to save it for me. So now I now have everything done on tab 2 except my manuscript. So at this point, you're going to hit save as a draft, because you can't go to tab number 3. You cannot go to tab number 3. Yes. Okay. You cannot go to tab number 3 until you get your manuscript uploaded. And then we will have another session where I show you what it's like to get your tab published through Amazon. Hey, you guys, we are now back. I told you I would be right at 8 o'clock. Timing is beautiful. We're having our slumber PJ party hour where you're coming into the space. You're learning how to publish on Amazon. And what we're about to do is we're about to bring some people on to share how they have published a book and what it was like. It is not always easy for people to publish a book, but we have some authors that want to share with you what it was like publishing their book. Who we're going to bring on the screen right now is, her name is Desiree Bowers. She is going to be a speaker for our next conference in March, which is Out Ask the Devil. She is one of the first people that I met in person, a real author. I'm like, you done published a book. We was at Literacy Imperative. I never forget Jackie Holloway. And I remember her coming to Knoxville with a mission and a purpose, and she was hungry. And we were like, woo, who's this woman from Memphis? Just came up in here and showed up and showed out. Okay. And we just was so inspired by her, but she had a book out at the time. And then when that first book was out, we all got behind her, and then we started to see her vision come into play. And after her vision came into play, then she decided to open up a nonprofit herself. And we're going to share more about that at the conference when she comes on. But what she's going to do today is share with you the process of what it was like for her to publish a book. And we're going to give her this floor for the next 10 minutes, you guys. So please take the time to welcome Miss Desiree Bowers. And Desiree, we welcome you right now.
Thank you. Thank you. And listen, that was a wonderful tutor lesson on how to publish a book with KP, what is that? The Kindle Direct Publishing. Anyway, I'm Desiree Bowers, and as Sherry said, I'm from Memphis, Tennessee. I moved to Knoxville, Tennessee about 15, 16 years ago with my 3 minor sons, who are now grown and yet gone. So I'm on another mission. I continued my writing. Now, when I started in 2004 in publishing The Prodigal Daughter, the Kindle Direct Publishing, I believe they did not have their printing or their publishing services available. So a lot of things that I had to do was very much manual. And so this year, well, actually it was last year, I decided to do something different. My first book came out in 2004. I did wonderfully great with it. Up until 2008, there was the only thing that I was doing as far as income was selling my book and also doing public speaking. So the first thing that I had to understand in going into writing was, who's my audience? So once I recognized who's my audience, and actually my audience today is domestic violence, sexual assault, and drug and alcohol recovery. But anyway, so the book came out. It was out for 8 years. I relaxed a minute. My sons were getting older. I needed to refocus and get them ready to go out and live a life of their own. So in 2022, I decided to go in and have the Prodigal Daughter redesigned. So this is now the redesign of the Prodigal Daughter, and I used the Kindle Direct Publishing to do everything that Sherry just showed you on that site, and that was to do the cover. Actually, I used someone to redesign the cover, but they were also very educated in how to use the Kindle Direct Publishing. So they went in and got everything done. I did not go in and change the text, the context of the book. I just wanted it redone and aligned right. This is my second book titled Who Are You? I Am Me. And this one was done the same way. I had both of them done, redesigned by the same person, and allowed Kindle Direct Publishing to do all of the publishing for me. Now, of course, I'm self-published, and after that publishing and paying all that money, I did not want my books just sitting on my office floor. So, along with after publishing, and then I always kind of throw that in, is that now it's time for the real work, and that's to get it out there and not just be sitting on my floor or my relatives buying it or my close friends purchasing, but to go out and to those different audiences that I'm talking to. And of course, like I mentioned, it's the domestic violence, sexual assault, and drug and alcohol victims/survivors. So I do like KDP. The other part of it is they print for you. You go out, you get everything done, and I know she's going to finish up maybe at another time. I'm not sure of once you put that manuscript in, and they give the thumbs up or the okay, it's time for printing. We can print this. They do a beautiful job, very professional job, in getting your book to look very professional. The other books that I've had done, they were not as professional looking as the ones that you see here. I've done pretty well this last year and this year so far in getting the book out. People love the cover, they love the texture of the paper, and yeah, so I advise anybody, don't go anywhere else. Go to Kindle Direct Publishing. They probably need to use me as a commercial, but that's who I would use to get my book published. And again, there's a lot more to it after that book gets covered. But thank you, Sherry, for allowing me to share that, and I'm looking forward to tomorrow and also that conference.
You
Thank
better
you.
know it. Now, let everybody know. Now, with when you went in and republished the books, one of the things that is so amazing about that is that you're in Kindle Direct Publishing. Even though you have the book up in the bookshelf, you can come back in and edit and make some changes. You can add, you can take out. So, what do you? And I love the fact that you said find your audience, because a lot of times getting the book done is fun. You walk around, everybody can. Let me see where my book at. Everybody can have their books and show them off. That's what happens with us. We get these books and I got my book done. But then what? It's like crickets. And it's like, okay, I got it published, whether I spent money or not. But now that I got it in my hand, where do you go? And it's like, do you join communities? But the first thing that I love that you said was, now that you wrote this book, you needed to know in the description of who you're trying to reach. So that's one of the keywords that you would want to put in the description when you're putting in your information about the book details, is whoever you're trying to reach. It should be a keyword. So if you want to reach people that are depressed, you put depression down in there. If you want to reach people that's dealing with domestic violence, sexual abuse, the more specific you are, then that's even though they can look for your name in a title, sometimes people are looking for the actual preference of the book. They can hear about Sherry Williams, but Sherry Williams ain't got no book, they got no meaning to nothing. Then you just buying a book and seeing me. But when you say root of my pain and you look in keywords and you're dealing with loss of death of a child, you're dealing with revelation, you're dealing with being redeemed, then you got to reach those people because those are the words that's in their heart. So they can get on Amazon and say, I'm looking for a book that's dealing with depression. Well, then your book's going to pull up along with other authors. But it's good to know that your book can be singled out just based on the keywords. So what else would you say is important after reaching your audience? What would be the next step that you do is stepping outside of your community and where you live and get this book? Because people where you live know your story. So sometimes it's hard to get them to be like, well, they watched it. They be like, well, girl, I went to school with you. Girl, I saw all your mess ups. Even when you was in a Just Busted paper, honey, I saw all that. So they don't get to see, they don't get the value of what you wrote because they just remember you. But what would you say after getting the target audience? Like, what would be the next step for the person to help get it out there once they do reach that audience? How can they get to that audience?
Well, there were a couple of things that I did. And of course, my first book, The Prodigal Daughter, was written while I was living in Memphis. So there was my community that, because of my family background, I come from a political family. They knew, I was known. So what I did, I reached out to my classmates. They let me do a book signing at the class reunion. Okay. So that was part of it. And then, after you've gotten so many, and my other thing, and people don't have to do what I did, was that I put 5 books in my car every day. I had a set goal of what I wanted to sell every day. The first time I probably put the whole box in there and I got depressed because I was like, nobody's buying my book. And I said, Lord, how many books do I need to take with me? Because you go to the grocery store, you go to different places. I was going to beauty shops and I just sold so many. You sell 5 and then those people tell somebody else and you start getting the phone calls, so I started out, like I said, with this box and then it was like, no, just put 5 in there a day, just 5. And those 5 will tell another 5, So now I got beauty shops calling me because that's where women, that's where they talking, and telling stuff, about girl, my daughter, things like that. Well, I got a lady who wrote a book who could tell you, what she did when your daughter, when she was 14 and what she had to do and blah, blah, blah. So then the next thing I did was, and things are a little bit different now, is that with Barnes and Noble and some of your bigger bookstores, they sometimes, Barnes and Noble, they got real funny though, they had a bookshelf with self-published authors, and they would let you come in and possibly, and schedule to do a book signing. I'm not sure. I because of COVID, so a lot of things have changed. So my other thing, because I knew my audience, I understood that I need to go to agencies that house women who are victims of domestic violence. They need to read my story. I need to go to recovery to treatment facilities for drug and alcohol. And then I started going to agencies that work with women who were victims and survivors of sexual assault. So those things, they not only was I able to sell my book, but I was able to speak, which was more revenue.
Yes.
That was more revenue. So things start opening up. But as I said, it's that marketing piece. Now that you've gotten the book published, now here comes the real work. Here comes the real work. And that's to get out there and sell yourself, sell what you got. So, and then after a while, I started going to different cities in other states. I'm doing that now. My calendar is filling up pretty quick. Yes. So, so I started.
I had to hurry up and get a book, y'all. I had to hurry up and get a book. I was like, girl, I gotta get your book now. I ain't made it the time. I say, pick the time. I can give you 2 chops. Get the time.
Yeah. So but you have to do your own networking.
Okay.
You stand in the grocery line and the cashier, she needs to call the manager because she's under 18 and she can't, sell that person in front of you those cigarettes. Okay, that's your time to talk to the person behind you, and always have your business cards. Always have them. so that you can give them out and let people know. So right now, what I've done, and I did this before I left Memphis, it was called Bowers Books, but now I changed my company to Harrelson Publishing House. So I have my own, and you can do that. All you need is your EIN, which you get from IRS. You can get your own website. Now, one thing I'll say about Amazon, about Kindle, is, or when you purchase a book from Amazon, you're not going to get all your money. Okay. And I'm just putting that out there. I'm sure those of who I can see, that. I sell my book for $25 and they giving me $7 for my book. That's a no. I'm not doing it. I work too hard. That's so right. I did a website. I created a website so that you can go on my website and purchase my book from PayPal. Okay. And I get to keep most of my money. Of course, the bookstores, you do bookstores, they want 40, they want to give you 60. So if you want to take that hit so that you can network, then that's just part of the business. Right. But oh gosh, it's workable. Mm-hmm. It's workable. I'm my middleman, my front man, my
I love it. But then we want to say thank you because, as I stated before, I met you years ago. You have always been on it. You inspired me. I didn't even know it was even in me to do it. And after we saw you come in, like I said, and take flight, then it allowed us to know that we got to do the same thing you did. Even though I'm from Knoxville, my destiny is to leave Knoxville and establish it for somebody else as well, and to take it outside my hometown. Because a lot of times people say, well, in your hometown, they didn't support Jesus. And I go, please don't say that, because by you having that knowledge, meaning that you're doing it on purpose. They lack for the lack of knowledge, not supporting him. But when you know better and you don't do better, then that's what stops a lot of people from moving forward. So we just thank you for always being a vessel. You're welcome. And we can't wait to have you on the conference because it is so amazing. I'm going to have information about the books that she has available and the links once I redo the replay on the video tonight. But we just want to thank you for joining in on our pajama party.
Thank you for having me. It's been a pleasure.
Thank you so much.
And you all know, if you need anything, people say, why don't you become a consultant and start charging folks? No, it was given to me freely, and I'm going to give it back freely. Amen. That's how I want to be a blessing to others. So
I would love to
need me. I'm here.
As a consultant, we will get together and talk, because I would love for my authors, there's so much that I do by staying in my lane, but then you have to pass the baton to other people that have helped you and been a mentor in your life. And so when you pass that buck on, it allows me to stay in my lane to continue helping those that I help and reach. But in areas that I'm not good in or limited in, I don't want to be the mentor. I want to pass it on to the person that helped me. So I just want you to know that to think about it and pray about it. And we would love to bring you all into the Souls Right House as a consultant for those authors that are looking to come into to do it. You will have a lot of resources and a good coach to talk to them and lead them in a direction that'll help them stay strong and lift them up. So think about
it. Thank you.
Ma'am. Yes, ma'am. And you have a great rest of your night.
All right. Can I stay on to see everybody to listen to the other two?
Yes, you can.
Okay. All right. Thank you. Thank you, ladies. Thank you.
And hey, you guys, we are now, as you know, as we get continued here at the Souls Right House, we are showing you information in reference to getting your mindset changed on how to become a self-publishing author. And the good thing about that is, one thing we want you to do to help your mindset is taking off the limitations of you being able to do it. Sometimes you are around people that don't really want to help you get your book finished, but what about those that do? I tell people all the time, if you're working on a book and someone calls you and that's what you tell them, the next follow-up conversation you should be having with one another is how the process of your book is coming. You will find that discernment hits you real easy when you're saying you're in something or doing something, and how the enemy will come, and his whole job is to take you out of your purpose so that all you're able to do is procrastinate, and you blame it on writer's block, and it is not writer's block. Complete your priorities. So always write it down and make it plain. If the first thing you want to do is get a book done, contact the publishing company, someone like Souls Right House, where we freely, like Desiree Bowers, we freely give you information that you need to become successful, because getting the book done is the easy part. The hard part is getting it out there and getting it sold and getting those millions sold. And that's my goal. Lack of motivation. Sometimes you're not motivated, which is why I do song messages from God. When I do my YouTube channel and I'm sitting up and I'm listening to music or listening to the audio Bible. Sometimes I can read the Bible and I get sleepy. I'm like, Lord, why does that happen? Because that's a tool that he knows I'm a writer. So if I can get her sleepy, she can't finish it. So I like to hear audio. Sometimes put you some nice jazz. Sometimes, depending on the book that you're writing, set the atmosphere. Just like we're doing today. We want to let y'all know we done made a big old thing. Look at all our goodies, y'all. We want to show you all our goodies we got. We got chips. Ain't that right, Alicia? We got Doritos. We got the blue corn. Now, y'all going to have to go to Target. And y'all going to have to go get Tabitha Brown's vegan popcorn and stuff. We're gonna get together, y'all, and get a Tabitha Brown outfit. We're going to have everybody send us a picture of them with Tabitha Brown's outfit. We're going to send it to her, honey, because she helped us learn how to make vegan tacos back when she cut all her hair off. She probably don't even remember. But she inspired us so much in our youth, and we have watched her elevate. And y'all know about Tabitha Brown. So she's just blessed us. But we made our own Rotel dip, and we are having a wonderful slumber party and pajama party to help you get your book published. And that is what it's all about. And we're just so honored. But the next thing is time and limitation. So like Letitia has said one time, take the time to give you some me time and find out what day and time that you want to set aside for you. If the kids are going to school, then why not from 12 to 2, focus on your book. They're not home. There's no distractions. There's nothing going on. But a lot of y'all want to wait till 6:30 when you're supposed to have dinner done, supposed to have chores done at the house. It's all this chaos going on. Everybody trying to watch the latest thing on TV. And you never have the time to write the book. Or you try to do it at midnight, 1, 2 in the morning, things ain't flowing, and then you're tired and you do still have to get up and go to work tomorrow. So God is saying, plan your time. Say that every Tuesday and Thursday, I'm writing from 12 to 2. Cut your phone off, and anybody that love you will know that, hey, don't bother Sherry, don't bother Alicia, don't bother Desiree, don't bother Brenda, don't bother Letitia, don't bother nobody, because they done told you they're writing a book. So the enemy will use people to come in and be like, girl, I was wondering if you want to ride with me to Chattanooga. Now, why would you want me to ride Chattanooga? And I just told you I'm finishing a book. So God is saying we got to elevate people out of our life. And it's in 2 Timothy 3. Take the time tonight before you go to bed and read 2 Timothy 3. Because as we have slumber parties, and we're going to do this again, but the thing is, he wants you to understand you got to find that valuable time. Because stop saying you're too busy. You're just not taking the time. You take the time to search Facebook. You take time to get on Amazon and shop. Well, take time to get a blessing done and get your book done. Then you get a fear of rejection. So don't be afraid to ask somebody to help. Just like my cousin Alicia, in her language barrier, in getting the book done, she needed someone to help. So I have resources and people that can help her, and she speaks Spanish. So I'm like, girl, I want you to teach me Spanish. So we're going to help each other. And she's going to help me learn some Spanish, okay? And then, is the story worth telling and how to tell it? So you got to think about, like Desiree said, you got to think when you're first writing this book, who am I trying to target? Because that's going to help with my keywords. That's going to help me direct my focus on who I'm trying to reach. So like with my books, I'm dealing with the root of the pain from the death of children and the loss of things. So I lost him. I lost the house. I lost all this stuff. So the people that I might go on Facebook, a lot of y'all have a lot of groups that you can join on Facebook so that you can connect with like-minded individuals. So if my target audience is to deal with those who have lost a child so they can read my book to be inspired, then I'm going to go into Facebook groups that deal with death of children. So I've joined I Miss My Son. I have joined groups called SIDS, because my son died of SIDS. So I can target that group because I'm transparent with the pain. Because when I go into those groups, it's a lot of darkness. It's a lot of people mad at God. It's a lot of people can't understand why they had to lose a child. So God says you need to be in that group for them to see the light that's on you, because not only have you lost one child, but you've lost 2. So why not be a vessel in a light, in a dark place, so that people can see that, guess what? I may be angry at God, but she was too. I may not understand why it happened, but she didn't either. But then God put something in my heart to give me a challenge to realize that my kids didn't come here for nothing. So at the least I can do is lift up their names. The least I can do is realize that God still allowed me to carry them 9 months. Regardless of what you go through in your life, he allowed you to still be here. So there's a purpose on your life. And then the reasons why I don't write. So a lot of times it's people that either they don't spell right, they don't have good penmanship. So that might stop you from writing in the journal book. but you pay $800 to $1,500 for these cell phones. So don't you know the cell phone got voice memo? So you can be like, okay, chapter 1, and start your own audio book with your own voice recorder to get it done. Because you can pay someone to type it. If you learn to invest in yourself, as we stated before, the hard part is getting it out there. But the work that you put in, you spend so much money at Starbucks. You spend all this money eating out at restaurants. But if you budget and say, I'm going to put $100 aside, I'll put $200 aside, because I'm going to have somebody edit this book and they charge, this is what they charge. I'm going to have this put in because I need someone to draw my cartoon characters for my kids' coloring book. You got to start setting aside the theme of what it's going to cost to get it done, because then you focus on the next part, which is marketing. Who encouraged you to keep going? So stay connected to the person, to the team, to the group that's going to keep you encouraged. Get a part of a group that's going to say, hey, how's the book going? Hey, let me know when it's finished, because then become your cheerleaders. You don't want to be around nobody that's every time you're trying to write, they need you to go somewhere. They need you to take them somewhere. You're the only one in America that can run them to the store, but you're working on your book. You're working on your jewelry. You're working on something. But I tell you one thing, go to your beautician, and while she's doing your hair, is she going to stop doing her hair to go run to Walmart? She better not. She better not stop doing my hair to go to Walmart and have me sitting there. Okay. But God is saying, who are you? How are you taking me time to get it done? Which we talked about that. Do you have a mentor, or who are you following that has already produced? So like I said about Desiree Bowers, she inspired me years ago. This was like 2011, 2010. So from 2011, 2010 to now, that's 10, 11 years. But she impacted my life. Even though she had already produced the book, I didn't get jealous. We just was like, well, how did you do it? Like, we just really met a Black person that's an author. My first author that I knew in real life. Like, I buy books all the time, but I never knew an author. So she was my first author. And I give her praises because at the end of the day, she did something for me. And because of that, I started a Souls Right House publishing company so that I can get books to inmates in prison, kids that are in juvenile, because I have a target audience on who I'm trying to reach that are hurting. People that are in prison are hurting. So we want to get self-help books to them to help them out. Then, do you invest in yourself so that you can have some healing and some peace? So sometimes, like tonight, we were in a hotel tonight. God said, you know, in my office, that's a nice setting, but I don't want to be in my office with my pajamas on. I could have been, but then I had changed it to regular clothes just to go home. So tonight we decided to get a hotel room because it's me time. It is time for me to take that time for myself. We got some delicious food and snacks. I got great company. But what God says was set the tone. Set the tone for what it is you're trying to do. So if you're learning to invest in yourself, take some time to have a retreat. Get away for the weekend. Treat yourself. Tell your husband, tell your kids, hey, for my birthday, get me a hotel suite. Let me get away from all y'all so I can cut my phone out, put my phone on location so y'all know where I'm at. But leave me alone for a little while. Give me some peace. I need some time to myself. Because burying a kid, losing your children, a lot of us Black people don't retreat. We don't take time to heal. We don't take time to grieve. You know, our kids, we don't give them time to grieve. They go to funeral Friday and back in school Monday. So we like to hold writers' retreats where we're going to come together. So if you're someone that you have a home and you say, hey, I want to host a retreat where 5 ladies can come. Everybody bring your own air mattress and let's retreat and come together. And let's have some people come into the room on Zoom. And we're going to heal. We're going to talk because of COVID has caused a lot of things not to happen. But what he's also done to me is put limitations on things so people can take time to be with someone and really help them, because that is what it's all about. And once again, do you retreat after trauma? Why not? Whatever it is you've gone through, do you take time to deal with it? Do you take time to be around somebody that's already gone through it? So in writing your books and achieving that dream, that's why God says start the YouTube channel. Because at first I was like, well, I don't have no subscribers. It's 1 subscriber on there, and it's probably Alicia. But we just started it. But God says if you don't start it, it can't grow. So we started it. So we said, okay, everybody, go to Sherry Levon Music Channel tonight so that you can be a part of the live. But then within 48 hours, our next conference, Souls Right House, is going to have their own YouTube channel. So therefore, all of our conferences, all of the people that come into the space, you're going to be able to go to the YouTube channel and always reference. That way you don't have to wait for a live to come on. You can go straight to the platform and be blessed right there. We want you to know that She Will Heal is a part of a movement that is blessing people. We have Brenda Burton that is here today. We have Letitia Langston, who we all have books on Amazon. And when you go to Amazon to look up our authors, we have Miss Alicia, who just published, and her book was published this week. And so that's how amazing it can be, is when you stay steadfast and connect to that person that will help you. Any challenges she came up against on that wizard, all she did is come into the office so we could get past it. And that's the thing. Even when it comes to inserting pictures and different things that you want in your book, well, if you don't know how to do it, you got to connect and not be afraid to say, hey, can you help me insert a table? I want 2 columns so that I can ask something right here. They can answer right here. You got to tap into the space. And as I stated before, Desiree Bowers is someone who we would love for you to connect with, that you have that opportunity to have the space and the time that they can help you and steer you in the direction, because everybody can't help you do everything. So just like owning a publishing company, I don't do the editing. I like editing my own stuff, but I don't edit other people's stuff because it's time consuming. And I'm not a good sit down, just read for 2-3 hours. Like I just can't do it. Like, and it was like that in school. I can skim and really get it in, but to sit down and really read it and be acknowledgeable to phrases and things like that, that's just not my forte. So I'd rather pass that buck on to somebody else, because that's what they are gifted to do. And that's what God is saying in this season. Stay connected to those who have the gift. And in the gift, it makes room for you. As we give it away, God continues to bless us. We get more and more and more the more we give away, because there's going to be people that don't want to self-publish. They're going to say, you know what? I don't want to do all that. I don't want to fill out no form. I don't want to do nothing. But what I do have is this notebook of all my books and what I wrote. And I just need you to help format it. I need you to type it up. Can you help do my book cover? Like, there's some people who haven't written a book, but it's in them, but they think they got to do it. Well, with the Souls Right House, we charge $177 to do just that. Meaning you can email us what you got, and then we sit with you to, number one, determine your table of contents. We want you to establish your table of contents first. So when you download that template off KDP, even if you don't want to go through, sell a lot of your books through Amazon, because you're going to reach people in other countries with your book, but you want to start a website. You want to make sure that you have books on hand so that, as she stated, have a go. Have 5 books in your car. Remember how they used to sell CDs? You go to the store or whatever, everybody sold their CDs underground, and that's how it happens. So you got to become a hustler of your product. So it means you got to show up at places and sell your book and have it available, and it opens many doors. But one thing I want you to understand is that make sure that in publishing your book and getting it all situated and get it steady and get it to where it is, focus on that target audience. Make sure that you stay focused and join groups on Facebook that meet your needs. So that means get your book not just on your page, because you got a lot of haters on your page. Let's just keep it real. So start your page and work it from a page that ain't got your picture. That's what I had to learn. Somebody see my picture next, because they don't like me. They don't like the joy in me. Those are destiny killers. So if you got destiny killers in your life, go read 2 Timothy 3. He done named them. And then he says, turn away from such people. Have nothing to do with such people. So if you're connected to those kind of people, that's why you can't move forward. So I tell people, we were hundredaires at one time. Hey, Miss Audrey, we were hundredaires. So you started out being a hundredaire. Then you moved on up to a thousandaire. So some of y'all are thousandaires right now. Congratulations. But I want to be a millionaire and a billionaire, trillionaire. So I said, Lord, I want to be a millionaire. And God said, okay. So if you want to be a millionaire, what's your goal? And my goal is to give 90% away and live off the 10. Now, some of y'all may say, now, hold on a minute. You're going to live off the 10. Well, think about this. If I told God I had a goal of $5 million a year, okay, 10% of that is $500,000. No, 5 million. So out of 5 million, 10% of that is going to be 500,000. So think about this. Are you making 500,000 right now? Are you making 500,000 a year? How about y'all out there listening? Miss Brenda Burton, are you making $500,000 a year? Letitia, Desiree, is any of y'all? Miss Audrey, are y'all making 500,000 a year? Well, God says, test me. Give me your goal. Write it down and make it plain. So if it's not written down, it cannot come to pass. So Habakkuk 2:2 says, write it down from the tablet of your heart and make it plain. So that means with business plans and anything that anybody gives anybody, it starts with a pen and piece of paper. and then it comes intuition. So today, God is saying today, write down your vision, make it plain. Understand that you have a purpose. Understand that if you tell God, I want to make $5 million a year with my books because I want to be a blessing to the kingdom, Father, and I'm going to live off 90. I mean, live off the 10, and I'm going to give away the 90. The first blessing of living off the 90, being that I'm going to make $5 million a year or more, and He's going to give me 500,000 because that's what I'm going to live off from. Well, I ain't making that now. So that right there is an elevation. Hallelujah. Thank you, Jesus. Because that becomes all my money because I done gave 90 away, meaning that there's going to be more people that's millionaires like me. God says, that's the vessels I want walking around. Those are the people I want producing books because you're going to bless people. Meaning that I ain't going to be the only one rich living in a 100-room house where I can enslave people to clean it. If I can't clean it, it's too big. Okay? You got to say that to yourself. If I'm going to have a 100-room mansion, it's going to have a purpose of why it's in there. Homeless people and everybody else going to be in there because I sure ain't going to be in no 100-room house by myself, even with a husband and a dog. That's still too much room. What you think? That's just still too many rooms. I'm like, I don't want to go. Baby, we're going home. I don't want to go home. You better know I have to have a dog in every room because walking to the bathroom, I'd be scared. I'd be like, the Lord, the Holy Spirit, I know you're in here. But I feel like this is a punishment. Yeah, I feel like this is a punishment. All these rooms in here because I don't know who might be in here. Okay? And it's just too much for me. So God is saying, be specific and make it plain and write it down because you'll be surprised of how He will turn it all around for you. Now, what I'm getting ready to do is bring on Letitia again. We're going to have Miss Alicia let you know of the title of her book again. This has been such an amazing time tonight because what God is saying is He wants you to live off the 10 and give away the 90. So set your goal. I set my goal and told God I want to become a millionaire because I'm a thousandaire and I'm moving into millionaire status. Then after I become millionaire status, then I'm going to be a billionaire. So y'all thousandaires, some of y'all hundredaires, okay, hundredaires. Thousandaires. Some of y'all,
right now we're general now.
I'm thousandaire moving into millionaire status.
But we're going up.
So God is saying in today's time, write it down, make it plain. And then we're going to be able to move forward. My books, one of the things, we send books to inmates in prison. And so if you have a book that you would like to send to us, we're going to be sending books in March to the Annex Prison, which is in Johnson City, Tennessee, here in the state of Tennessee. And the prison is called Annex, ANNEX. And what happens is the Souls Right House, we can send books to inmates in prison, but you can't send them. So if you send them, they're going to send it back to you. So you can contact us. We have a form online. You can purchase the books we have. But if you are an author out there and you would like for your book to go to the next destination, like Desiree said, you got to learn how to get your book out there. So depending on who your audience is, some of y'all write books that are dealing with people that's coming out of prison, or you may want to tap into the prison ministry outreach. You'd be surprised of the prisons that have book programs. So what we look to do in 2023 is offer a program through the prisons with one of our books so that our books can go into the prison to help offer a class or workshop to the individual in prison so that they can learn to publish a book. Now, can you imagine those fathers and mothers that are in prison? They have back child support rearing every day, every week, because they're not making any money in there to send to their kids. And the revolving door is when they get released from prison and they got a warrant for child support. Isn't it embarrassing to get a job and here they come picking you up and you just got out of jail, so now you done violated probation, and it's a continued cycle. So we need books that deal with that. Books and people that have been through that system, people that said, I ain't going through that system no more, but I'm about to write a book to let it be known what it's like in here. Sometimes people are more mad at God when they come out of prison than when it was they went in. And this is what I tell people. Well, I hate that you in there, okay? But you had faith somewhere along the way. And they be like, well, I don't believe in God. I don't go to church. Well, hold on a minute. I don't agree with you. I'm going to tell you why. Because when you got in your car and you had the drugs, the prostitute, the woman, whatever it is that you had that made you go to jail, you had to have faith you weren't going to get caught. That's good. Yeah. So when you got in your car, you better know it. So if you got the gun in the trunk, you got the weed, you got this, you got that, you was trusting and having faith that you weren't going to get caught. Those y'all out here cheating on your relationship, you dared to go do what you did because you thought, you had faith that you wasn't going to get caught. Even though you was doing a bad act, you still had faith you wasn't going to get caught. So faith has been in your life the whole time, even as a thief. you still had faith that you weren't going to get caught. So now that you got caught and you having to be set down and you're having to learn something about yourself, well, then God is saying today, learn how to write a book. Because what I would love to do to inmates in prison that have back child support, that they got warrants waiting on you when you get out. Well, then let's come together and help these inmates write books together, like Chicken Soup for the Soul. And the proceeds from those books goes to those individuals that wrote in the book to their children. What a wonderful, wonderful idea I think this is. And I'm sharing it with you because I would love for you to contact me and the Souls Right House and all these authors that we have here, amongst others. And let's say, you know what? Let's get this program together. I don't know how to get it started. But then being that I get books in the prison and I have a principal officer through the Tennessee Department of Corrections, that's going to be my first thing is, hey, I got an idea. I want to put a class together where for 4 weeks, we're training them on how to submit submit information to these books. And then it's going to help give their kids money so that when they get out of prison, jail, why should they have to go back to jail when you know, they couldn't work? It's not fair that they got a warrant on them and they're in jail. Okay, so how can they work? So the annex prison is a prison where they're about to be released 24 months or less. Okay, so they don't tell you when they're going to get released for security reasons, but within 24 months, they're going to be back into society. So we're going to pick this prison to give them some really good books. Because sometimes people, you know, they in prison, they go to Bible study, they hear the choirs and the nuns and all them people that come in. But I'm going to tell you why they're more mad at God when they get out. Because sometimes when they go to these Bible studies, their heart really ain't to get to know Jesus. It's just not. So they say, well, I just had to get out of the pod. I go to all this stuff because I got to get away from them. I got to get off the yard. I feel like I'm threatened. I feel like I'm being followed or I'm bullied. So a lot of times they sign up for everything just to have a peace of mind so that they're not out there with the people. But they ain't really got God in their heart. They really ain't trying to learn Jesus. They just out of the pod. Okay. God is saying we got to help them. We got to get them some books, some poetry books, some songwriting books, some inspirational things to help their self-worth, because we need them to learn about Yahweh. We need them to take it seriously because they still getting raped. They still getting bullied, malnutrition, beat up. They still deal with that. So how can your Jesus love you and allow that to happen? And God is saying today, really receive him into your heart so you can be protected. Some of them have mothers and grannies and aunties and uncles praying for them. And that's why some of it don't happen to some of them in there. But there's a lot of them that don't. So I'm just excited about what the Souls Right House is doing and connecting everybody. What I'm about to do is bring everybody back on the line, including Desiree, if she's still on the line. And what I'm doing is allowing everybody to give the title of your book. All books are on Amazon, but each one of us have a page on Facebook. And what I'm going to ask all of us to do is make sure that you go to your Facebook page and put in all the information, all the links of where they can purchase your book, and then pin it to the top of your page. And what that's going to do is every time someone goes to your page, the first thing they're going to see is all the links and where they can purchase your book. So what I would do is take the picture of your book and then put the link to Amazon. So all you have to do is go to Amazon, find your book, copy and paste that link, and then put it in your Facebook post. And then, like I said, post it to the top of your page. And it's going to allow anyone that's looking for you, all of our names are listed, but once they go to your page, they're going to know exactly where to get the book. But then they're going to be able to send you a message because you have inspired them in some way. Now, just like Alicia, in helping her with marketing her book, what I've learned today is what she's going to have to do is she had dealt with some situations in her life. And so through her situations, moving to America, her first target audience to me, going into the Facebook groups, is other individuals that have moved to America and would love to share the experience of where they were and then what it was like to transition into America. So if she goes into Facebook groups and finds other people that would love to write a book to share their story, well, it's got to start with hers first. So people that speak Spanish, these Mexicans, Puerto Rican people, she's going to be able to tap in with her own language and say, hey, you can publish a book and it don't have to be in English. It can be in Spanish. And then she can have 2 books in both languages where she's meeting the need on both sides. So what Desiree has helped us today with is allowing you to know the first thing you need to do is make sure you know your target audience. If you don't know who you're writing to, then you sure ain't gonna know who to sell it to. Amen. So Alicia, let everybody know again. You can find Alicia Willis on Facebook. She sells jewelry and she makes homemade jewelry, custom jewelry. So if you love custom jewelry, first of all, from her country, then she makes the flags and the earrings. I mean, the girl's skilled. But then she does custom jewelry where you can actually design a piece. You can say you want turquoise or brown or whatever, and it's so beautiful. And she makes many pieces for me, and she makes a beautiful pearl necklaces. If you're married or getting married or you love pearls, this is your girl right here. She makes them. So Alicia, once again, if you'll tell everybody the name of your book.
Can I share it in Spanish also?
Yes, you can share it in Spanish. Hey, that's gonna make it fun. So do Spanish first.
English, and then
English. Okay.
And then I'm going to go to Spanish.
Okay.
Okay. So you're gonna find my book on Amazon.com. It's Alicia Willis, and I'm gonna share it on Facebook pretty soon, where you can find my book and my link and everything. As I had told all of my friends from Belize, my family, my cousins. I mean, I have friends, family all over this whole world, because in Belize, that's where all my people are at, and I have been able to reach all the way to Washington State.
Wow.
And in Cairo, in my hometown, my mom, my brother, and they're all so very proud of how I had sat down and did this book, and I'm amazed. I'm so happy that they were able to see that I did it.
Yes.
And I have notified my brothers and them, that I came here. And when I get a moment, I'm going to try to reach out to my brother, which he is in jail, but I know he will be very happy, very happy to see that sister here had written a book that's going to bring an impression moment, like, help him heal also, so that he would not go back into jail ever again. To me, that is very hard for me to have to deal with my brother going in and out. But, the thing is, hopefully this book is going to help him heal, and he will never go back in. And I'm praying to God that this book is going to let him know that he can have a better life out here out of the jail, because jail is not your life.
That's right.
You have to come out of that hole and become something, make your life something, And so I just want you to know that I will continue to repost everything I can about this book, because everybody who has been dealing with domestic, that have been involved, that are out there, they have got in contact with HIV. People that do not know how to come to God for healing, they will get this book and they will understand that prayer works. If you believe in God, believe in yourself, because God is more than faith. You believe in Him. Always remember, you got faith in your heart and in your mind. Put it 100% there. Now do
a fourth of that in Spanish.
I will try.
Okay.
Hola, amigas, amigos, por favor, estoy aquí en Facebook. Estoy hablando del libro de que yo marqué. Se llama Los niños vinieron de Belice, porque es que Dios ayuda a nosotros. Tengo como 5 de nosotros, hermanos, hermanitos. Venimos en este estado porque el Dios trajimos aquí para tener una vida buena. Y este libro te va a ayudarte. Si tú quieres saber cómo para marcar un libro de tu vida, por favor, venga en el Facebook, hablar conmigo y yo te puedo ayudar a marcarte un libro también de tu vida, porque toda la gente necesita saber de tu vida también, porque toda la gente allí tiene algo en el corazón de que Dios quiere que tú digas, porque te puede ayudar otra persona a venir de cosas de que están malos de ahí afuera en el mundo. Por favor, véngate y hablar conmigo y yo te voy a ayudar a marcar tu libro.
Oh, that is so beautiful. Yay. Hey, y'all. I'm here to tell you, this just blesses me. And for all of y'all that speak Spanish, thank you very much. Thank you very much. I'm gonna be like, girl, well, go watch the video and translate it for me. So next, you guys, and thank you so much, Alicia. I just first wanted to say thank you for entrusting us. Thank you for entrusting me to be in your life, to share your story. We got really close, and then found out we're kin, which is so amazing. So you never know what you're connected to, y'all, and why God brings people together. But just know that we bring people together for divine connections, because you never know what no one's going through. But you know what I learned about you, Alicia? When she speaks Spanish, she speaks loud, don't she?
And sad.
I'm like, girl, I keep telling you speak up in English, but her that Spanish. You better go, girl. Anywho, so when I have her speaking, we're gonna have her speak, and we're gonna get us a Spanish audience, and it's gonna be a blessing to do that. Next, we're gonna have Miss Brenda Burton come up and let us know more about her and her book. Let people know that once again, we're gonna have you to put your links available at the top of your Facebook page. So just put the picture of the books and the links, and then pin it to the top of your page, at least for, I would say, the next 30 days or 21 days. God is saying 21. 2 and 1 is 3, which is resurrection, which is going to resurrect awareness, resurrect your marketing. And also God is going to send some people to help us. So God is saying there's going to be people that say, hey, I want you on my podcast show. Hey, I need you to come and speak about your book. And remember, at the Souls Right House, every Sunday at 4 p.m., all you got to do is go to our soulsrighthouse.com, and every Sunday is free to come and share your testimony. So if you want to come and share your testimony of what you've done, to let people know that you're going to write a book or you have written a book, and you want to share that, we freely give that up to you to do, because it's a testimony. If you would love to promote your book, then it's only a $25 donation to get on Kingdom Purpose TV. We come on every Wednesday at 11. We start our new season this week. And you can now display your book. You can do video. You can have stuff already done, PowerPoint presentations. I tell a lot of people, get you some PowerPoints done, because then you can submit that PowerPoint and you don't have to come on live. You can already have it done. It'll already be timed. And when you send it to me and I go on my show, I'm just able to play the video. So now it's all in good quality. You don't have to worry about anything, stage fright. But remember that you can always go on PowerPoint, create you a nice slide presentation, and send that right on to us. So Miss Brenda, if you'll let people know again who you are, where they can find you on Facebook, and the name of your books.
Okay, so I've written 4 books, and my first book that I wrote in 2019 is Say It Till You See It, and it's a 7-day prayer journal, teaching you how to speak, decree, and declare the word of God over your life. And so that's one of the books that I've written. Now, the next book I wrote is called He's a Father to the Fatherless. And that's my beautiful daughter on the face of the cover. And this is for single moms that raising their children by themselves. And it's just an encouraging book on how, if you trust God and allow Him to direct your path, that you can make it. You can make it. I'm a living proof. You know, my children are grown now. They have their own children. So I would love to share more with single moms. You know, that's one of my target areas of reaching single mothers and sharing with them about my experience and how I made it through. And so this other book that I've written, now this is a book called Jealous Sisters. And this book was inspired by my son. He gave me the name and asked me to write the book. So I went in and wrote it, and he's actually a co-author with this book. And it shares about what happens when jealousy comes between siblings. And so I encourage you to pick up a copy of this book, because it's very inspiring, and also it has a message in it. I also love writing mysteries. And so this book is called His Dark Side. And it's thriller, it's a mystery, it has romance in it. And so I, not only just write it's spiritual books, I also write mysteries. And you can find my um, let me show you my other. This last year, I'm a songwriter as well, and I love inspirational songs and praising God. And so this book, this CD is called Holy of Holies. As you can see at the bottom, I'm the writer, the songwriter, but Tiffany McLemore is the one that sung the song for me. And so all of these you can find on BrendaBurtonMinistry.com. And when you go to BrendaBurtonMinistry.com, it also has a link where you can go on my Facebook, and it has all the information about me and everything on my Facebook. So I'm on Amazon with all of my material. But like Denise Desiree said, you don't get that much money when you purchase on the Amazon. So I encourage people to go to my website and purchase. I also have merchandise that I sell too. But go to my website and purchase the book, and then go to Amazon and give me a review. I encourage you to go to Amazon and give me a review. But Desiree, I was so encouraged and so blessed by when you spoke, because I have been doing the same thing that you was talking about. I've been going to Walmart, to the grocery stores, everywhere, and having my books in my car with me. And we have, my son and his girlfriend, we have done so much. God has blessed us so much when we go out there. And not only do I sell the books, we get to minister to the people. I've prayed for people. One young man was going into the service, and I asked him, "Hey, well, can I cover you? And do you believe in God?" He said, "Yeah." So I covered him and his partners. All of them bought books from me. But I'm telling you, when you go out there and market your own, you gotta do the footwork. And so I'm getting ready to start. Well, I'm not starting. I have been invited to go on conference to a revival in 3 states, and to present my books and everything. So I'm going to be this year going. We have 3 states that's already secured, and I'm be going and giving my testimony and sharing with the people and selling my products.
See, look what God is doing. And see, this connection is so important, because when you level up, it's a time when you take the time to kind of unwind, like we doing tonight. This is so comfortable. It is so like down to earth and so real. But people are getting a chance to understand that, hey, I ain't in this by myself. So now we have Miss Desiree that's going to close us out. Letitia, if she's still on the line, we'll bring her in. But as you all know, Letitia, she'll be speaking tomorrow along with myself, and she's going to be sharing her testimony. And her daughter's book is called I Am Not My Hair. And that book totally inspired me so much. She's got 2 more books that she's going to be working on. And she is a mother that has buried 2 kids like myself. So tomorrow is going to be a powerful impact night. Tomorrow is going to be a night where we are sharing and opening up about death of a child. So it's going to be heavy in the room for a moment, but also it's going to show you that healed people heal people. And so in the midst of hearing a story that may hurt your heart, at the same time, you're going to be inspired by the dedication and the love to forgive and to continue on and let God be God. And you stay in your lane, and he'll get you where he needs to be, because he will bring people into your life to help you. So Miss Desiree, if you will now let everybody know the name of your book and where they can find yours as well.
Okay, the first book, as I mentioned, is The Prodigal Daughter. Let me see. Yeah, that's the right side. And the second book is titled Who Are You? I Am Me. And they're both, the Who Are You? I Am Me is the sequel to The Prodigal Daughter. You can purchase my books again. As I said, I prefer not to do Amazon.com unless you want to do what is that? The Kindle Fire, the electric book, or something like that. It's The Prodigal Daughter is on that one. I forgot what you call it. But anyway, so you can't go on Amazon.com if you don't want a paperback book. Let me say that. So let me give you my website. Where you can go on PayPal to purchase both books, and I do a bundle, the single and bundle. But the website is www.h as in Harry, P as in Paul, H as in Harry, Books, BOOK, and make sure you put the S at the end of books.com. And on the home page, you'll see the tab for PayPal. And you'll also see where you can either buy a single copy for each or the bundle. And I always have the books here with me. So once you and I can see where PayPal is, if somebody has bought books, the address will pop up. I'll ship the books off to you, or the book off to you. So it's no problem. But that's what I prefer, is to go to my website than Amazon.
Now, y'all heard it from the best. And this is one of those times where I've learned myself, which is why I don't do a lot of promoting of going to Amazon and buy my book. Because once again, it's the money side. I don't want you making more money than me. What they take in consideration is they're printing your book. So they put in the printing part, and then they add on their fee of what they charge as their percentage. And even still, if I had a machine to print my own book, I'd be like, well, honey, I just print it myself. So God says we're gonna be a middleman, and you might want to look into what it costs to print these machines. See, one of the things about having a vision is that sometimes you got to learn how to be the solution. So sometimes you may have to go into and research what Amazon do, the publishing side, and they're printing the books. What kind of machine are they using? What is it that the hardcover books, the paperback books, what is used to seal the books? If you start to research, because sometimes God wants you to be the solution. You don't have to always depend on Amazon to be the person to print books. You might be somebody that want to start your own printing company, and people like me and people who are authors, we can now go through you, and the only thing you're getting paid to do is print them. You're not getting the proceeds of the work that we put into our books. So you might want to look into starting your own printing company, to where us that are coming into our own businesses, writing our own books, we want to find a good place that we can have to print our books. And if you know of a place that prints books, whether you're someone that owns your own business, I want you to contact the Souls Right House, because we would love, because I love the prices that Amazon charges to print books. And one of the reasons why I use Amazon is because it's so reasonable for what they charge to print the book. So I can buy hundreds of them and be comfortable. I ain't never got to use their website, but I sure gonna use their printing service. So if you can beat their printing service, or even match it, and knowing that I'm not going to lose money on the other end, I'm just going to pay for the printing, that would be a win-win. So that's just a seed for somebody out there that God may be wanting you today to open up in 2023 your own printing business to help support self-publishing authors. And Alicia, you said before we check up out of here, you just wanted to kind of share something else to Belize real quick?
Yes. I want you guys in my hometown in Belize City. I have a surprise for you guys to understand. Be looking out for my up-to-date tomorrow, because I got away to be interviewed tomorrow. And I will share with you how you're going to be able to get my book.
You got it. So you guys make sure.
It will be brought to you.
Yes.
You just inbox me and a friend of mine, which is my home child. She's like my sister. We are going to be working a way to get it to you. So all you gotta do is listen to our air that we're gonna be showing on Facebook tomorrow, and it's for all of my family, my friends, my childhood friends, all y'all that say you're my friend. Please support me and get you a book.
You better know it. So y'all heard it first from her. You really love me, then we need you to support us. But at the end of the day, sometimes it's not about the people that we know that we need to sell to. It's the people that we don't know. So that's why it's important, like Desiree said, to make sure you reach your audience. For Alicia, we're going to help her tap into those that are looking to come into America or have already gotten here, and those that are in Spanish. That's like two good audiences for her to start her path. Because at the end of the day, when you stir away from the ones you don't know, believe me, it's going to come back around in a circle. And those that know you, guess what? They're going to have to get the book too at the end of the day, because they don't know everything. Ain't that right, Desiree? They don't know everything. So you guys, I want to thank everybody for tuning.
You're muted.
Yeah, my bad. So you guys, just know that this video will stay up on YouTube on the Souls Right House channel. It's also going to be on Sherry Levon Music channel. So this will be sent, and I will send it to all of my authors for you to have as well, because there's nothing like having a promotional video that shows some of the work that you've been doing. So guys, thank you for joining us for our pajama party. We hope that you learned a lot, and make sure you join us tomorrow, because it's going to be a powerful testimonials tomorrow, and it will be called Root of My Pain. So y'all, this is my book, Root of My Pain. This is what you'll find on Amazon, Root of My Pain. And God says, we will bend, but we sure won't break. You guys, thank you so much. And you guys have a wonderful night. God bless you, everybody. Hey.
I remember getting up,
Easy music.
smelling that breakfast before Sunday school. I gotta get up and get ready for Sunday morning. Gotta get up and get my worship on. Yes, I gotta get up and go serve Sunday morning. Oh, gotta get up and get my praise on. I remember, yes, being a child, getting up Sunday morning. Hey, I had those ruffled socks and those patent leather Sunday shoes.
Purchase your tracks today.
And had a slip on, going to get my worship on. I gotta get up and go serve Sunday morning. I gotta hear the choir sing, take the offering. I remember those ushers in those white dresses, oh, passing the plate down the aisle, yes, serving. Oh, I remember those revivals all week, churches all over town, coming together and praising His name. We would take off our shoes and praise the Lord. Choirs jamming, tambourines playing, and we didn't worry what time it was. I gotta get up and go serve Sunday morning. I gotta get up and go serve Sunday morning. I gotta hear the choir sing, hear the preacher bring His
Purchase your tracks today.
I gotta get up and go serve Sunday morning. I gotta get up and go serve Sunday morning. Hey, mother of the church, covering up those legs when your shirt is too short. I gotta go serve Sunday morning. Take me back to the church that used to help me, not condemn me. I gotta get up and go serve Sunday morning. I gotta get up and go serve Sunday morning. See those children in Sunday school. We are not promised tomorrow. Gotta go tell somebody. Gotta go tell somebody that I love. Cause we ain't promised tomorrow. We ain't promised tomorrow. Promises of the world. Oh, we keep fighting. We keep crying. Yeah. Nobody else cares. Yeah. Oh, nobody else cares like He does. Yeah. All right. Like He does. Nobody else cares like Jesus. Nobody else cares. Bring me up to heaven. Purchase your track today.
Nobody else is like our God. Nobody, nobody else cares. Nobody like we do. 'Cause nobody else cares like Jesus. Nobody else cares. Nobody, Jesus. Yes, he does. He does. I know him. I ain't gonna tell nobody else. Yes, yeah. Tell him what he did for you. Yeah, yeah, yeah.